It's 5 o'clock. I have set some solar lighting up in here using the hubby over there. And we are going to eat in the living room this evening. Lee's picking up fish and chips. And that's what we're going to have for dinner. This is definitely not going up tonight because I don't even have decent mobile data on my mobile phone. I'm really struggling, very intermittent. I can like click into something, but I can't even load up social media and stuff like that. It's just impossible. Excuse me. Which is really annoying because I want to see, you know, now that the storm's died down, I want to see what damage has been caused beyond my little part of the world. And I can't watch telly. We have no power. If we did, the satellites bust, so I can't do that. I can't hook into social media or even Google. So I have no idea what's going on in the world. I'm assuming that we're all okay. But it's very weird feeling this disconnected. Not by choice, if that makes sense. I don't have a problem with sitting and reading and using candles and using the solar and being off grid in the van with those sorts of things. But you suddenly realise how much you rely on either the TV or the radio to tell you what's going on in the world, or Google can tell you what's going on in the world. But if you can't get hold of any of those things, it's a very weird feeling. It's like the world is going on out there, but you don't know what's happening. I've run a shallow bath because we don't want to use up all our hot water, and obviously the immersion tank will hold some of it, but it's going to get colder. So I ran a shallow bath for myself. I've washed. Kenzie's now got in. We are sharing. Yeah, he's now got in and he's going to get clean. And then should the water go cold, then Lee and Brendan can rerun a bath because we've only used a small amount of water. And then we've got water for washing up the dishes and stuff as well. Early night for all of us tonight with very little to do. If I start reading early, that'll be me fast asleep. Reading by candlelight or by these hubby lights. I might take one upstairs and read by hubby light instead.
There is no reason on earth
I've not been able to do a lot of schoolwork today.
do some. There being no power.
Yeah. I did like oh.
Well, that's the thing, if you've got no power,
Oh, I lost a tomato.
I can't believe you
you've got
don't.
no power, you've got no internet.
And 3 hasn't got a signal here.
3 hasn't got a signal, no.
So we don't have an adapter, a plug adapter for the power box there. You can plug the internet straight into the box.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, those cables. Don't need power for the box. That it's down the line.
No, you need to power the adapter.
Yeah, he means at the main
Fibre
point.
box.
You need to power the box.
No, up the road.
Wrong way.
Wrong way.
Fibre box that way.
Yeah, but the exchange is that way.
Yeah, but with fibre, you need the repeaters to be powered. Otherwise, it's not gonna just go down the line. It needs to be encouraged down the line.
Yum.
That's what I thought. Yum. I didn't fancy anything like that.
When was the last time I had a burger?
Very good.
Mm-hmm.
This is a new family ritual. Okay, this is you just hover around the boiling kettle in the dark to overcome boredness when you have no electricity.
Improvise, adapt, overcome.
Pradanya tea. Jaka jaka ooga ooga jaka tea.
This is caveman sees fire. Witchcraft.
Oh, coffee.
Come back. So why doesn't my chest go boing? Because I've got padding. Now we're discussing why, what are the things that do this? Those things. Gorillas apparently go boing in their chest. They don't go dunk, 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 dunk. Apparently. Ow, that hurts. Looks like we're holding a seance. We're not. We're just trying to have some light so I can read my book. I have a lot of very old candles. I thought I'd give those a go. Something I hadn't appreciated earlier. My sister's car was not on the driveway as I thought. It is actually under the pile of wood, the tree that came down. So that's not good, but thankfully she wasn't in it. But I'll insert a picture. It's totaled. Yep. As you can see, still no power. Kenzie's coming down with a nasty cold. I don't know if I mentioned that before, but he's feeling pretty rubbish. The boys have both gone to bed. Excuse me, because there's nothing to do. It's really hard to get enough light to read by. And obviously the gadgets don't work. So...
Should have done what I did and charged them all up before.
No, they have a lot of things charged up. They've just decided not to bother, I think. There's lots of battery packs and things. You know, they can plug things in USB and charge them.
Internet.
Yeah, there's no internet. That is the thing. We have no internet on our mobiles. I can snip it in occasionally and grab a WhatsApp and snip it in occasionally and get like a brief clip of what's going on in Facebook. But that's about it. It takes forever for a page to load up, and most of the time it just doesn't. So, yeah. It's only, what time is it? 9 o'clock?
5 to
5 to 9. And feels like it's much later. And it makes you realise why people went to bed so early in the day and got up so early, because their bodies were so in tune with daylight and making the most of the daylight. We do mess with our internal melatonin by having TVs and artificial lights. It's very obvious. The minute you go camping and the minute you have a power cut, your body adjusts really quickly. Anyway, I'm going to continue lighting enough candles for me to be able to read by, and I'll read. Good morning, good morning, good morning, you lovely lot. It's 9:30 from the still storm-stricken Pip. Well, I've done a hot water bottle because obviously we don't have any heating now. Yeah, the storage heaters are well and truly freezing cold now. So all their stored heat has been used up. Sorry, I got something stuck in my tooth. So, Nagini's obviously going to be cold, so I've done a hot water bottle. I'm going to pop that in Nagini's vivarium, and a bit worried that she's going to burn herself on it. I've tried not to make it too hot, but at the same time I want it warm enough that it's going to be warm for her to be near. So we'll just have to give it a go, won't we, and see what happens. Hopefully she'll use her common sense and not be on it if it's too hot. Hi Nagini, got some heat. Here you go, have this. No, don't try and bite it, it's there to keep you warm. There you go. In case you feel the need for some heat. Doesn't seem that bothered. We are still using the stove, obviously, for heating up any water. We now have no hot water whatsoever because everything's just cooled down. Everything that was in the hot water tanks upstairs, you know, that's all just gone cold now. So I do keep filling up a thermos just in case we need warm water for hand washing or stuff like that. And currently getting some water in here. That looks quite warm now. That was a kettle full, so I can wash the dishes. And there's washing stuck in the washing machine. That'll just have to stay there. Yeah, tea is what we want next. Kenzie is making himself some breakfast on the camp stove. He's got his little, what's that, your cookie skillet, isn't it? So he's doing a fried egg. And then in the Ridge Monkey, he's making a quesadilla. Scrag bag Pip, because I couldn't use my straighteners because we have no electric. The boys are taking electrical gadgets over to Nanny's. We are off into town to get ingredients for Brendan's birthday cake because it's Brendan's birthday on Monday. We shut the door, please. It's cold.
Absolute criminal. You're using portrait mode.
I know. Well, because otherwise it means twisting it round. But I'll deal with that in editing. Don't worry. He's cross because not cross, but he's telling me I'm a criminal for using portrait mode. Disappointed in his mother. Yeah, things are pretty chilly at home now. The one thing I have noticed is if you light a lot of candles, you put them in front of a mirror, not only does it amplify the light, it also amplifies the heat, and it heats the place up quite well. So I'm gonna definitely need to buy a few more candles. My latest update from those who have managed to get hold of the electricity company, there's 1,000 faults on our line alone, and there's not an engineer on the case yet. So I think it's potentially, I don't think it's going to get put up tonight. I reckon it's going to drag on for another couple of days, maybe. I've not opened the fridge freezer because that's just, in my mind, if I keep the fridge freezer shut, then everything will be okay in the fridge freezer. I'm just glad we've got a brand new fridge freezer that, you know, should be top of the line, thermal, insulated and all that jazz. I'm hoping that while I'm travelling to town to get bits today for Brennan's birthday and what have you, that I will also get some news about what's going on, you know, around here from the storm, because we've got no internet. I've got no data on my phone because there must be a tower down, so there's no data either. I've got no you know, what Wi-Fi or mobile data. Yeah, that's news from us. If I get any mobile signal or Wi-Fi at my parents', then I will do a quick update for you guys while we're there, just to say hi and, you know, let you all know we're still alive and what have you. Has he got a jumper? I asked him to get a jumper. It's flipping freezing. Have you got a jumper, Kenzie? Yeah. Good. He doesn't feel the cold, but what happened is, you need to shut that better, sweetie. But what happened was, apparently the storms moved off, and then we had like very cold weather come in, and some places are getting snow and stuff. So not only do we have no lights and what have you, we've got no heating, and it's cold because we don't have oil or gas. We're literally electric everything in our house, in this village. Some people have got oil, to be fair, but we're not one of those. Anyway, Lee's here now, so we're going to head off. Hot food. We're getting heat. We're getting tea. We're getting, you know, lighting. Well, I didn't stay warm for long. I went and got some bits and bobs. We had a meal. Lee and I had a meal. The boys are at my parents'. As I said, they wanted to be dropped off there. And we had a meal and a hot cup of tea and nabbed Wi-Fi. But unfortunately, the rain has started to come in. It is bitterly cold. Oh, here's Lee. He's back. We now got a yellow storm warning rolling in tomorrow, with 50-mile-an-hour winds, which is less than less than yesterday's winds by probably 40 miles an hour, 50 miles an hour, but it's very much like the Dudley storm we had 2 days before the big storm. That was about 50-mile-an-hour winds. So it's not over yet, people, not over yet. Right, I need to go and find a birthday cake for Brendan because there's no way I'm going to get one cooked before Monday. I'm just going to take the pressure off and go and buy one. And what else did we need? You want to go on Hot Wheels search while we're out, don't you? And then we'll just see what happens with the rest of the day. I don't know. I suggested to my mum that she asks the boys if they want to stay with them, because I don't think they're just going to get bored at home with no gadgets. I hate to say it, but my kids have become gadget obsessed. I did everything I could in my power when they were growing up, but once they were old enough to not be listening to me quite as much, they were drawn to gadgets. So, shmee, I've done what I can.
Worth of electricity for their essentials.
Comrade,
I have vodka.
Brendan has resorted to vodka as the only means of keeping warm
I will
now.
now fight bear.
You can get as cold as you like, but you won't feel it because you'll be vodka infused, right?
I will now go fight bear.
Okay, you go fight bear. What's the time now, love?
4:45.
4:45.
4:45.
Still no power. So we've been without power since, when is it? Friday, about 1 o'clock.
Yep.
This actually makes it warm, which sounds ridiculous, but having candles lit makes it warm.
It would do, it's fire, isn't it?
Well, I know, but you just
Fire
wouldn't
heat.
think it would make that much difference, but it is. We've got this power bank solar setup down here. I'm sorry about the very poor lighting, but obviously that goes without saying. I've lit candles in here for the boys just to try and warm this up a little bit, and also so they got a bit of light, because obviously this storage heaters have run out of any stored heat. And we've got some in here to warm the bathroom up slightly. I'm just about to have a strip down wash in the bath. I've got some hot water in the thermos. So that's what I'm going to do, and put some pyjamas on, and then I can just get under my duvet where it's really warm and toasty. So we've turned the house into a potential fire hazard, but you know, we're all fully grown people, and I'm sure we can be careful around naked flames. The latest news is that nothing is due to change until really midnight tonight. They've only just started working on our fault, I believe, at about lunchtime today, and we had about 1,000 faults on the line. My sister's been in touch with the company. So her car is on this Peugeot lease and fuel thing that she does. So basically, she pays a lease on it, and everything's covered by her monthly instalments, and she just puts fuel in it. Which means that they will take the car, no problem. She's spoken to them. They'll take the car, no problem whatsoever. They're going to try and get it fixed. She was due to have a new car, or would have been due to have a new car in December anyway, because I think you have them like 3 years and then you chop them in. But that requires a deposit, and normally she would have given the car back, and that would have been the deposit, if you see what I mean. It's a rolling deposit. But because the car is trashed, if they can't fix it, which I'll be surprised if they can, I'll insert a picture of what it currently looks like. If they can't fix it, then obviously there won't be a deposit. And with the cost of living and what have you, spare money is not something that is easy to come by. So she's not sure quite what's going to happen new car wise, but we'll cross that bridge when we get to it. They have gone to Heather's parents, and I think they're spending the night there. My parents have said that we're more than welcome to spend the night in their house, and I offered it to the boys, but I'm quite liking this kind of rustic living, so I'm quite happy to stick it out. Actually, we've got the camping stove and that kind of stuff. As long as I can drink tea, I'm fine. So I've thanked them but said no, we're all good, thank you. But come tomorrow, if we still don't have power, I'm going to need to wash this and dry it and straighten it. And yeah, I'm going to probably want a shower rather than a strip down wash. So I might well be at least popping over for a wash or a shower, or we'll all be popping over for showers. But I'm hoping we'll have power by tomorrow. We'll just have to wait and see.